Okay, so quick reminder that it is absolutely okay to ask health professionals questions when they're giving you advice about your little one. So let me tell you a story. Last week, an old client of mine got back in touch whose child is now 3.5. They'd been for a routine checkup at their paediatrician for a weight gain issue that had been happening previously, all back on track now. And the paediatrician was inquiring about health in general. Mum told the paediatrician that little one was sleeping fine, waking up at about 7:30 and going to bed at 9, to which the paediatrician expressed quite a lot of concern that the child might not be getting enough sleep. Now, Mum hadn't gone there worried about sleep at all. She knew that her little one had always been on the lower side of sleep needs, no problems with behaviour, really no concerns at all about the sleep side of things. But when this paediatrician told her that there would be some concerns there and that she might notice a problem when their child starts school, there might be some learning difficulties because they're not having enough sleep, this really rattled her, especially when the paediatrician then went on to suggest some melatonin to help reset this little one's schedule. So Mum basically reached out to me after this appointment just to get my thoughts on starting melatonin and whether or not there was any concern about the amount of sleep her child was having. So now I tried really hard to get inside the mind of the paediatrician and find the concerns that they had. And obviously I don't want to dismiss or discredit anybody's advice, particularly a medical profession. They've studied for years and years. And so what I did was just brought Mum's attention to what global averages suggest a child needs for that age, and this little one is well within the normal limits. So again, I couldn't really see what the problem was, other than the fact that the toddler goes to bed relatively late compared to what others might think is appropriate. So I honestly couldn't see a clinical reason for starting melatonin supplementation. There was no problem with sleep onset. She was falling asleep quite quickly at bedtime. She was sleeping in, some would say relatively late in the morning, 7:30 compared to other toddlers. So it felt natural that bedtime would be on the later side too. Now, obviously, there might be some snippets of information that I'm missing. I don't have medical records in front of me, and I am not a physician. So really, the questions that this mum had should have been directed back at the paediatrician, but I think in the moment she felt too shy to ask the questions. But the thing is, any good doctor, health professional will be more than happy to answer your questions, particularly if they're really well read around a subject and they're passionate about it. They're going to be utterly thrilled that you want to know more too. You know what? If they don't have the information or the resources to back it up, then that tells you that maybe it's not their area of expertise and maybe you need to get a second opinion. Anyway, let me know if you've had similar situations. It's always quite interesting to unpick the reasons behind why doctors, maternal child health nurses, midwives say the things they do. Sometimes it can just boil down to their personal opinion. Maybe this paediatrician was lucky enough to have a really high sleep needs child of her own, and it kind of made her feel like this little one was falling short, but in actual fact she was just really lucky with her own children. There can be lots of reasons why people give the advice they do, so always ask more questions if you're not sure. It's totally fine. No one's going to get cross with you. This is your child we're talking about.